And hello everyone, and welcome to Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. I'm your host, nicodemoscain, and I'm doing something that I said I wasn't going to do, but I thought about it. And I said, okay, for starters, I said I wasn't going to skip around in the playthrough. I'm going to start Final Fantasy from Final Fantasy 1 all the way up to 15, no matter how long it takes. That's what I was going to do. I was going to play them all in order, from 1 to 15. But I just got back into Final Fantasy XIV. I started playing just for the sake of playing, and I really started thinking that it's going to take me a long time to get up to a point to where I'm going to be fairly into this game, or into it in the meaning that it's going to take me a while to level up to that point. And with a new expansion coming out, and with the state of the low level cities inside of the game, because there's nobody in the low level cities at all anymore, I said I either do it now or I don't do it, because there's going to be nothing for me whenever I actually catch up to when it's time to actually play 14, which, if I'm doing my math right, should be like 2 years from now. That's way too long. And because it's an online game, it takes a while to play. You know, you really have to put the time into it, put the effort into, leveling up and all that. So I said, you know what? What if I did it to where, instead of doing 30-minute episodes at a time, I just make this like a long play, like I used to do with The Witcher and the Assassin's Creed. What if I were to just make a longer gameplay video, and that way at least I know that I'm doing it, and it will take me a while to get back up to a point to where, I'm an end game, and I can say that, we finished the main quest, and we finished the story, and we can move on with what we're doing. So what I plan on doing is just maybe once a week, I'll sit down, I'll play a couple hours of it, maybe an hour, I don't know, about a couple hours. So I'll play about an hour of it or so, go through the storyline, maybe do some dungeons here and there, I don't know, but to not do so much that we are, skipping ahead as much as possible. We're going to take this nice and slow. We're going to play it the way an MMO is supposed to be played. So that's what I'm planning on doing with this. It's going to be a nice, slow, weekly kind of grind up to the top. I'm not going to take it too fast. I'm just going to go, because I still have a main character on another server. So this will just be a side character that I threw together on this server just to be what it is. And it is what it is. So there you go. There's my really long, ridiculous explanation about what's going on with this series. But this is Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn. This is one of the coolest MMOs that I've ever played. I've played a couple. I didn't play WoW, but I've played several others. And this is one that, because it's Final Fantasy and because it's actually fun to play. I really got into it for a long time. I'm going to select my class as we're going through. And I am going to be... no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to do this. I'm going to be Black Mage, because that's the class that I've played since I first started playing this game. It's the class that really flows for me. I know my very first main character, I tried to play White Mage, and it just did not work. There's a lot of thinking and a lot of processing that you have to do. With Black Mage, you don't have to be so over the top, jumping around, hitting buttons, doing this, doing that. You have a steady rotation that you know what to do. The biggest thing you have to worry about is dancing. Dancing around AoEs, and dancing around, attacks and different mechanics that are going on in the game. And I like that. It's fun. I like to be able to, do my rotation, run really quick to something else, do some more. I like that back and forth. It's a lot like, oh man, it's a lot like, I don't want to say Bard. Bard was similar to it, except with Bard you're constantly moving, you're constantly rolling back and forth, hitting with arrows, hitting with different spells and stuff like that. Dragoon and Pugilist were other ones that I really, really got into. Dragoon especially. I love that one. That one was one that I was constantly jumping around on the controller. And I am playing this on a controller, and for anybody that plays on a PC or is part of the PC Elite, I'm sorry, but you're going to watch a guy play with a controller. If you don't like it, I'm sorry. You can go watch somebody else play on a PC. I do not have a way that I can play this on a PC, and I am not hooking a mouse and a keyboard up to my PS4 whenever I already know how to work my way around a controller. So I'm sorry, but I'm playing this with a controller, and I am playing my main character level 50 with a controller, and I'm not doing so bad. It gets a little tricky, but they've added a lot more little things that you can do to help you play with a controller, and I'm getting better at it. But I like playing Black Mage. It's always been my favorite. I've always loved the Black Mage. In Final Fantasy XI, I played a White Mage, but with Final Fantasy XI, it was easy. You had macros. All you had to do is just sit there and hit buttons. As a White Mage, you just stand back. You just hit, F1, F2, F3, F2, F1. That's all you had to do. It was easy. That was simple. What world are we doing? I picked a different data server because my main character's on Marlborough, so I said, you know what? Let's go with Genova or Cactuar. What are you gonna do? What about Genova? Let's go with Genova. Why not? And we are going to use we're just going to use the name that I always choose. No. God, oh man, I'm doing great here. Holy crap. I'm just going to use my name. I always use my name. And usually, I didn't talk about what I actually picked either. Usually for any game that where I have the ability to choose my race and my character, I always usually go for a male human. That's just usually the way that it always is. But because I happen to be checking out my secondary character on my other server, he was a male Mikote, and he looked really goddamn cool. And I said, you know what? I just like the look of that. I don't want to change my main character over, just for the sake of he is what he is, and that's what he's always been. But I said, let's try something different. Let's try mixing it up a little bit. Let's not just go for the standard old nonsense. Let's go. And really, let's be honest. If I was male human, that's what I would look like. Just put some damn ears and tail on me, and there you go. That's what I am. So I don't know how that's going to affect the storyline. If it does at all, I don't think it does. But hopefully, I don't know. It'll be cool. I love the Mikotes. I've always been a human. Can we go back out and look and see? Yeah. So I've always been a human. I don't want to touch it because I'll probably wind up messing up my entire thing, and I don't want to do that. I really don't. As far as everything else that I picked, that's my birthday. You can go look that up if you want to find out which one it is. The Guardian, I don't remember why I picked her. I think it's because it's a water, and I'm a water sign. I don't really know. I don't think it really matters either way. I don't think it affects anything either way. But like I said, we're starting out with a Black Mage. That means we're starting out in Ul'dah, which is pretty much the main city that everybody starts in. I just realized before I came in here that when I started as my human White Mage on my very, very first playthrough, I started in, it's not Limbs and Laments, it's the other one. What's the name of the other one? Gridania? Is that it? I think that's it. I started there, and it was like, oh, wow, yeah, that's where I started from. Because all my quests, my very first quest started with, they had the green background behind them, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right, I started on a white mage, didn't I? Damn. But again, we're starting on Black Mage. We may switch over to Bard halfway through. I don't know. We have to do Archer anyways to get the class, or to get the job. I'll explain all this crap later. It's a lot of interesting things. Here's a pose for you if you want to pose. And this is the job attire. Eventually, this is what I'm going to look like. I may not glamour it because I'm just that kind of guy. He's got ear holes for his hat. I never noticed that. I never really play any of the races as human, but I didn't know he had ear holes for the hat. That's hilarious. There you go. There's for all the ladies. But we're going to go ahead and get into this. This is going to start with interesting little opener. Hopefully this will not be blocked out on the PS4. I had to start in here because it wouldn't let me... start in... and it blocked that scene too, which is messed up. I don't get it. So every loading screen, I guess it blocks the... I did not want to have to play this through the Elgato, but I may have to play this through the Elgato. That's a real bummer. But it wouldn't let me start it from the title screen. I've started every game. Well, I'm trying to start every game from the title screen. It's just so weird. It's weird what they will and won't block. Yeah. Let's put it that way. So if I have to... Does he have earrings on his ears? I never noticed that either.
Here. Feel.
I'm hearing it, baby. What's up? See, my codes look pretty cool. I love that. I just never... Again, I never play anything else besides human. It's just the way it always is. And especially games... Especially games that are... very human biased. Like if you're a human out outer space, and if you are like the lone guy, I like that. The fact that you're the lone human having to fight against everybody else. Oh yeah, what's up? Black name, sucker. Bring it on. Of course, these are the main bad guys. I don't remember their names. And I'm still not a black mage here. I'm a thaumaturge. You start out as a thaumaturge, and eventually you will become black mage as you play. It's a long, complicated story. See if it blinks me out here. Nope, we actually came through. Okay, hey you. What do you want? I was sleeping. I was in the middle of a dream. It's a good dream too. You all right, lad? You were moaning something fierce for a while there. Yeah, well, there was like naked chicks standing on a mountain throwing pickles at you. Feeling the effects of the ether, I reckon. You'll get used to it though, don't worry. When I first came back into this game, I had played since the very first moment it got put on the PS3. I actually got to play the beta on the PS3. You there, Holtz? But I played from there all the way through to 2015, I think it was, which is, what, 2.5 years? No, year and a half, I think it was. What's this all about? But then I took 2 years off. Inspection men, search the carriage. But I took 2 years off, and I came back into it, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot how beautiful this game was. Even though it's not really. There's still a lot of little graphical things, and the textures are still kind of meh. It's still a beautiful game. I'm just an honest peddler, friends, so don't be too disappointed if you don't find nothing, eh? Mind your tongue, old man, unless I cut it out. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, great. Look, sir, Somnus. Yeah, that's Somnus is that song from Final Fantasy XV, isn't it? Somnus? Honest peddler, was it? Since when do honest peddlers deal in prohibited herbs? Oh, it's those kind of herbs, huh? You're in a lot of trouble, man. You'll rot in a dungeon till the end of your days. Unless you can afford to fine. Great. Business as usual. Yep. Oh! Wah! Emulsia, to arms. Of course, the Emulsia are these, like, I don't know what you want to call them, like half bird, half lizard. I don't know what the shit they are. 7 Hells. Consider this a warning not to go, all of you. Of course, the two white-haired twins are just kind of sitting there. They don't give a shit. We'll find out who they are. Whew, that kind of excitement ain't good for the heart. Actually, it is, but oh well. You be careful around them brass blades, lad. Bastards will have the shirt off your back if they fancy it. Like common bandits they are, only less honest. Alright, well, that's good to know. Thank the gods for sending some beastmen to the rescue, eh? Hey, seeing as we've still got a long ride ahead, you mind keeping me company till we arrive? Sure, old man, why not? Them youngins don't much care for conversation, see? Well, they're kids, you know, and apparently they lost their phones. They can't, like, play their games and get on their social media. You know how it is nowadays. See, they don't care. Brent's the name, and peddling's my trade. Brent. Alright, Brent. Judging by your unusual garments, I'll wager you're one of them new adventurers. Yeah, I'm trying to be. If anybody wants to know about the red on his face, on the other Makode that I had a scar. He had a scar on his face. So I made it to where he lost an eye, and I forgot to change the color of his eye. Son of a bitch. I was going to make him like total hard ass. I think we get like a free look change. I don't know. We might do that later. I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call living. So long as you could avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business, these days especially. What was it that first attracted you to it? To gain power, to win glory, to amass a fortune. I don't know. Power, glory, money. Am I money hungry? I don't really remember if these have too much to do with what happens to you in the story. I think they do down the line. To win glory. I want to be glorious. To gain power. I'm a black mage. Black mages go after power. So let's gain power. Why not? Sure. His teeth. Power? As in their power to do good, like protecting the weak and fighting for what's right and all that? I thought that's what you meant. Well, adventurers do get up to a lot of fighting, that's for sure. Yes, we do. You'll never be short of a chance to polish your warcraft in the adventuring business. Slight jab. When you arrive in town, you'd best enroll at the Adventurers Guild. They'll set you on the right path, okay? And it wouldn't hurt to join a guild either. Yeah, sure. Well, Da's home to a few, so if you fancy learning how to fight with a sword, your fists, or even spells, you should think about seeking one out. Alright. Just remember, though, there's more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. Yes, it is. By the by, is this your first trip to Ul'dah? No, actually. But we will let him go ahead and do his spiel anyways. Yes, this is my first trip to Ul'dah. It is? Well then, let this journeyed itinerant, that's a big word, tell you the ins and outs of your destination. Alright, please, feel free. Ul'dah is ruled by the Sultana in name, but as most folk know, the Syndicate holds all the real power. Syndicate, huh? Them and their monetarist cronies, that's another big word, would happily get rid of her grace altogether, but that won't happen while she still commands the loyalty of the Royalists, and the Royalists are nothing if not loyal. Could you call them Loyalists, then? These factions have long fought over power, throwing the weight of their wealth against each other, and they show no sign of stopping. Of course, the lizard men, that's the Amalja, so they're lizard people, couldn't care less about Ul'dah politics. I keep pausing every time I say Ul'dah because I keep thinking I say it wrong. They have their own interests, see, and they ain't afraid to use force to serve them. Yeah, like summer effort. They say war is a gift to peddlers, need breeding prophets, and though it shames me to say it, I'm inclined to agree. Yeah, profit's a pretty bad thing. Ah, at long last. Behold Ul'dah, jewel of Phandalin, where folk turn sand into gold. Is that true? Can we turn sand into gold? That'd be neat. Uh-oh.
Deep in the sun-baked south, surrounded by the shifting sands of an endless desert, she rises.
Yes, she
solitary rose amidst the dust and rock, a symbol of defiance. Her name, Ul'dah.
Ul'dah. Sounds Klingon. Ul'dah.
Even with the coming of the seventh umbral era, hope springs eternal for the mongers and merchants who vie for lost fortunes in this bustling oasis.
Oh, it's bustling, all right.
As the twin faces of Nold Thal maintain their vigil over all that has been and shall be, the present proffers a brave soul.
Those trees. Trees are weird.
One whose arrival could mark the beginning of a new era of prosperity for the realm.
Yeah, we'll see. See how good I am. And here's where we part ways, lad. I'm off to the markets to deliver my wares. Then it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this by way of thanks for putting up with me prattle. Yeah, you were talking a bit too much, weren't you? Yeah, give me that shit. But you never did tell me your name, though. Hey, but here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider a square. I'll consider a square soft. Or even Square Enix. Boom. I don't remember if we ever come across that guy again. I don't think we did.
May the traders nurture our fortunes as they kindle the flames which burn within us all.
Which burn within us all.
For by fire are we reborn.
Oh, yeah. There she is, Final Fantasy XIV. When I first saw that, I was like, I had chills. I was like, oh my god, it's so amazing. You know, and it was on the PS3 too. So, there's a lot of hate for PS3. I'll get to that eventually. And this is Ul'dah. That music, oh my god, you'll get used to that music. It's all you'll ever hear. It'll haunt your dreams. It's that music. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, coming in like a badass. Oi, Venture, over here. Of course, that's I mean you. That's supposed to be the personage of the guy that produced the game. What's his, Yoshi P? I think it's supposed to be him. I could be wrong on that, but this is we'll get into it later. Fresh off the carriage by chance, eh? How can I tell? Ha or sorry. Name's Wyman. My business is knowing every booger else's. Alright. Now then, what if I was to offer you some valuable advice by way of welcome to our fair city? Free of charge even, just this once, like. Sure. And of course, we are going to get hit with tooltip after tooltip. Welcome to Ul'dah, the shining beacon of prosperity rising from the desert of Thanol. Please select the control scheme you wish to use. We are using a controller. Sorry, guys. Follow the instructions to move your character in just position of the camera. When you're ready to proceed, speak louder. Alright. Of course, this is basic controls. I know most of all this stuff. I am not going to disable all active health windows because there are some new things that they've added within the past 2 years that I don't remember. I'll be skipping through a lot of it, though, because I don't, most of it I don't need. Look at the layout of the UI. Holy crap. I have so much changed in my my main character that this just looks so weird. And I'll do all this off camera, that way we don't have to deal with it. Alright, what are you doing, buddy? Oh wait, hold on a second. Necessary quest, prompt peers, yeah. Coming to Ul'dah. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Ul'dah, you must register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. Okay. 'Tis plain to anyone with eyes that you don't know your way around here. Actually, I do, but we'll just go with it. If I let you go wandering off down the nearest dark alleyway, you're certain to get mugged or worse, and I don't want that on my conscience. So before you do anything else, you'll want to head over to the quicksand and speak with Momodi. She's a master of the Adventurers Guild and can set you on the right path. Right over there. Actually, it's not really over there, but it's over there. Just take those steps over yonder and pass through the double doors. You'll find her inside. Alright. That's as much as you're getting her for free. Good luck with the adventure. Don't take an arrow to the knee. Alright. You've got a quest. Use a duty list to help you on your nonsense. Of course, there's a duty list. And selecting the title. Well, yes. Okay. Non-player characters, offer quests, yada yada yada. It's like every RPG you've ever played in your life, except for the fact that there's like supposed to be a million other people running around inside. And you're not going to see a lot of them in this. You're not going to see a lot of them right now. Because the first several the first several quests that they have for you are done by yourself. You have to do it before they even show you anybody else in the game. They have to make sure you know how to play the game. Complete a quest by speaking to the NPC with the check mark. Yeah. Alright.